And good afternoon, everybody. It's I hope the weather is as awesome wherever you're watching from as it is right here, right now. I've got windows on each side of me in this room that are kind of half blocked off, but there's still this beautiful sun in the background with really fluffy clouds and lots of light. And oh, it's superb. I think it's the only downside about being a Sunday afternoon and doing a stream is actually looking outside and going, whoa, decent weather for a change. But it is awesome to be back again. We are carrying on with the 911 that we've given a rest for a couple of weeks. It's looking at the amount of bags that I have on my table right now. This is one that we're going to be able to finish off today. Fingers crossed, we hope. And even better than that, after the Twitter poll that we had to say, which model do we want to build? And it came out just for the Targa. I've got a guest with me today, Maarten Goet, and he is going to be building the turbo version 2. So not only are we going to see how the Targa is finished, we're also going to be seeing how the turbo looks. So let me bring Maarten into the stream. Maarten, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey Stacey, how are you?
I'm good. It's fantastic to have you here. So nice that you're going to join us and you're going to be doing this build alongside so that we can actually see both of the models finished at the same time.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So thanks for having me. We're excited to see how the Targa turns out and how the Turbo turns out. Happy to build the other one. Actually, Turbo is my preference, so good thing.
Right, it's worked out really nicely then. I'm just looking at, whilst I was just waiting to go live, I was cheating and just having a quick look forward in the instructions. I'm starting to get a horrible feeling that I'm missing bits.
Oh.
It's I don't know how many bags you have for bag set 8, but I have one small bag and I'm not seeing the bits in there that I expect to see.
Well, I do have the 8, 9, and 10 and some general bag with the wheels.
Yep.
So I think, 4 bags in general, but I think what we've seen is that we'll not be using all bags. We'll be using different bags for each build.
Yeah. I think I use bag 8 and 10 and you use bag 8 and 9, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It's maybe me just trying to look through a closed bag because I'm not opening it yet, but I'm just like thinking, I don't see the bits to make the rear wheel arches in here somehow. Where is that going to be? But we'll find out. It's either going to work or it's not, but we'll get there with it anyway.
Should be able to finish it either way.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
on that note, if you wouldn't mind, I think it would be awesome if I hand the floor over to you and we actually start with the turbo. I am super excited to see how the engine on the back of the Targa comes out.
Yeah, me too. And also like the scale of things with the wheels on and the rear spoiler. I'm very excited to see how things turn out. The last time we put the hood on, the lid, the cup.
Yeah.
With the Porsche logo, it already felt more 911, and now with all the other bits coming on, be happy to see how that turns out.
Yeah, it's amazing what a difference just putting the bonnet and the front wings on the car is. And it's like, wow, all of a sudden you've got a 911 in front of you instead of this boxy thing. It's
you need to help me though with the English words like bonnet. It didn't come to mind. You need to help me today with some of the naming.
I'm going to help you with some of the naming. I can't wait to see what words you have for the Lego bricks because I know I'm not using official words, but it's always fun trying to come up with something.
True.
Okay.
Now happy to start on the turbo.
Yeah. Then I'm going to hand the floor over to you. I'm going to see if I can remember how to do what we were planning the other day. Let's have a look. If we pull you across here, then hey, we now have you as take it away. Yeah. It's for anybody watching, if you could let me know what the quality of the stream's like. If you want to see Maarten bigger, then I can take myself off of the stream so that you get a better picture. It's just put something in the chat and we'll carry on. So
thanks.
All yours.
All right, I'll switch to the top view because, like you said, the booklet now tells us time to choose. And it says now that you've built the basic 911 platform, you've got a tough decision to make. do you go for the extra power of the turbo or the open air cabriolet experience of the Target? So I guess I'll be going for the extra power. And it says go to page 182. I did find though, Stacy, that on the box they're actually featuring the turbo. So who gets to choose, right? Because on top it's the Targa, but I was wondering how they came to choose the turbo on the box, and it also has a license plate. So probably story to that, I would say.
It's there's 3 different license plates in there, and apparently all of them have an Easter egg. Now, I only know the Easter egg of one of them. The big yellow license plate. It's this one.
Yeah.
Try getting it the right way up, Stacy. That one, I know the Easter egg behind that one. That's actually the name of the Lego designer.
Oh.
But I'm not sure what the Easter egg is behind the other 2.
Right. Well, we need to find out. Or if you're in the stream, comment to us like what you're finding online. Cool. So the turbo. There's also like the German text below, Turbolader. Not my German isn't all that good, so it's telling us bag 8 and 9. So I'll put 10 away then, and we'll have the general bag with the wheels and some sort of, I don't know, screen. We'll see where that fits. But first things first, we need to get sorting. We can't like just leave it here. I've seen your previous streams, and you also like tidy it up, and I have the same thing. I'll be wondering how you sort yours, and then we should compare notes on do we like color, size.
It's going to be fun how we sort these differently.
Yeah, do start with the big ones so they clear out of the way. These are like smaller 2 by, it's like 10 or 12. And another white one with some sort of tilting mechanism. Some longer black ones. One that doesn't have any, and that's fully flat. Some round ones. These will probably be for around the wheels, like we have in the front.
Yeah, that screams disc brake to me.
Oh yeah, that's a disc brake. You're right. Yeah, and then the license plates with some sort of story. These are the same though. SCU. I was at a conference once called SCU, System Center Universe.
Well, it's a nice one for you to pick then. I think you do get a complete free reign to pick for the number plates, I think. I don't think that matters on which model you build. I think you can just get to pick.
Okay. Yeah, and these are like non-standard colors, I would say, like these really in between brown and yellow.
Yeah, the real sandy beigey ones.
Yeah. And that's also the thing, like within the model itself, where you see it's like blues and reds. They get covered eventually, but would they be there to just like point you so that you're building on the right blocks, or why would they choose the other colors? Because they could have easily gone with black or gray.
Yeah, it's the only one I can come up with too, that it's just to give you kind of an idea that you're picking at the right one. I had the same with the Apollo rocket.
Oh, yeah?
That has so many colors on the inside, which obviously you don't get to see because it's black and white, basically.
Right.
So you have all of these awesome colors, which then get covered up. And on all of the bigger models, you see the same thing. The UCS Millennium Falcon. That's also got so many different colors in it for a model, which ends up just being gray.
But you're telling me you've got the Millennium Falcon?
I have the UCS Millennium Falcon.
Oh, wow.
I'm
also always watching to get a proper discount because it's not like it's not cheap.
It's not cheap. I saw it come across on iBoat for about €600, which is still not cheap.
Still not cheap. No?
But compared to the price in the shop, I think even with the €10-15 delivery they charged, it was okay. That's my birthday present for this year.
That's a good birthday present. I did see a discount last night because Intertoys apparently has some things off, like the new Star Wars Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah.
but they didn't have any proper. They didn't feature the UCS Millennium Falcon, unfortunately.
Oh, bad luck. It is a really good build. It's the only thing that I would say about it is it is a really long build.
Oh yeah, I can
It's
imagine.
I've seen, I think it was Adam Savage of Mythbusters fame. He
Yeah.
had a YouTube video where they built that with a team of about 8 people. They
Wow.
took the instruction books apart so they could all build up the separate bits and then have a couple of people putting those bits together.
Mhm.
And even managing it like that, it still took them something like 2 full days in order to build the model with so many people.
Oh wow. So that's actually bag 8 that's on the table now. So let me rip open 9 because it says we're building simultaneously from 8 and 9, I think.
Ah, it does, yes, you're not wrong. I had missed that when I was reading forward. I just picked up bag 8. And there's the bits that I thought I was missing, so phew.
And there's some of the rims. Like where's my camera? Yeah, like some of the black rims.
Oh, beautiful.
And I think there's, I'm not sure, you'll probably have other rim colors. There's some distinct differences between the turbo and the tire on those things.
Yeah, you've got the really racing black wheels to, I'm guessing, aside from just looking really cool, black wheels help dissipate the heat better from the brakes. So it can help you with your braking efficiency. And the Targa's just got the really shiny, cool silver wheels on it.
Right. It'd be interesting to see how because there's already like a turbo fan of sorts in the model. Like you said, it'd be interesting to see how the rest of the engine comes together.
Yeah. And so the engine on the back, I adore. It's when I was growing up, my brother's friends were really into V-dubs. So one had a Type 2 bay window camper, the other one had a Beetle.
Okay,
and obviously the Porsche, especially the Porsches of these eras, the ancestor to that is the Beetle. And if you look into the engine, you can really see the components that are carried across from the Beetle, even if they're just a smidgen more powerful in this than it is back in the old Beetle.
Yeah, it's like a supercharged Beetle is what we're building.
Yeah. It's I think, who was it? It was Jamie. Oh, is it Jamie Oliver, the chef?
Yeah.
Yep, the naked chef. He actually got a camper. I believe his was a Type 1 split camper or a Type 2 split camper. And he actually put a Porsche engine in the back of it.
Oh, wow. And you do see a lot of like these old Porsche restorations, but what I've read in some of the magazines is that they're also now converting them to EVs, like electrical versions.
It's something I would dearly love to do to my Spitfire, but I've seen the prices of it and it's not happening yet.
I hear you. Yeah, I'll stick with my Tesla Model 3.
I think it's.
Do you sort them on color? What's your approach to this? Because I'm just like whatever I grab, I'll start pushing left and right.
It all depends. I try and do it by color if I can, but at some point I'll back myself into a corner.
Yeah.
And then it's just a free for all and just finding space for the next thing.
Oh, many more small bags. It's like there's 2 more bags left. There's white. Oh, there's a turbo sign.
Oh, nice.
Some sort of turbo sign. So I guess you'll have a Targa sign somewhere then.
I'm not sure it actually says Targa on the back because the turbos obviously have to be really. Oh, it does say Targa on the back. You are not wrong. And just checking the back of the box here, and it's the Targa has the Targa badge. Turbo's got turbo. One of the things that I love is I think that if you look at the whale tail that you put on the back of the turbo, and you compare that with the roll bar that goes on the Targa, I think they're made with some of the same components.
Okay. Well, a friend of mine had a 911 at one point, in all black. But I don't
beautiful.
remember exactly what we actually used that for we used to run a conference called Experts Live before the pandemic,
Yeah.
and we had about 14 to 1600 people in Ede in the cinema where we did all sorts
Oh,
of
yeah.
sessions, and we used to feature a video because on the big screen you could awesomely show a big video with cinema quality. So we had a mocking of Back to the Future, but we also at one year we taped a video of like a fake James Bond trailer, and it was about floppy disks and all sorts of nerdiness. But we used his 911 actually to have a proper nice car for the video.
Oh, fantastic.
So that was 3 years ago, so I should probably rewatch that and get into the mood again.
Well, it's I'm building this, looking at the 911. I'm looking at the sun outside of the window and thinking, I wish I had my Spitfire back from the garage. I need to give them a call and find out what's going on with it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
so the sorting is almost there. There's a lot of these white twos that are here, and some of these white, like rounded, somehow rounded. Those are hard to. I'm trying to figure out at the same time I'm sorting like did I already have some of these and need to put them there, or because often I find like, oh, I did a stack of some of the same on the other end of the table.
Yeah. It's always fun when you do that. You don't realize you've done that, and you get halfway through the build. You think, well, I've got none left, and it says I need another 4.
Yeah.
But I've sorted it, so they must all be here. So, yeah.
Have you ever had that there was a piece missing?
I've actually had that a few times. It's I had it on the Falcon. There was a bit missing on the Falcon. On the detective agency that we have, one of the modular buildings, that was actually really bad because the one in the Falcon that was missing, it was easy to replace. So I raided my son's Lego sets and it was the wrong color, but I got a bit that I could put in place. And then when I got the delivery, I could swap it. Right. The bit that was missing for the detective agency, it was a piece that we didn't have available to us in another set. And it was right in the middle of one of the walls. So you couldn't easily carry on building and then come back to it later.
Oh, wow.
So we actually had
to send an email of sorts and get a new replacement from them?
Lego is fantastic with it. They have a special website set up so that if you're missing a piece, you can just put the set that you've got, the number of the piece that's missing, because they number all the pieces in the back of the set for you.
Oh, yeah, that's actually... Oh, in the back of the set. But there's also the numbers here as well, like on the piece itself.
Oh, I'd never noticed that one.
It's really, really small. I probably need glasses to see the proper... But there's like a 5-digit number on the back of those.
Oh, that's really cool.
But if you're missing it, it's hard, of course, to read it off the brick. You just go to the website, input your info, and they just send it?
Yeah, you just fill it in, and a few days later, it arrives. So, we could carry on doing that. The one that I was building before I knew lots of other Lego builders was my Ghostbusters HQ. And that had a missing brick in the middle of the carpet that goes underneath their coffee table. And to this day, if you take the table off, there's still a hole in the middle of the carpet. At some point, I might actually go back to the website and just see if I can order that one bit. But it's kind of, it's an out of sight, out of mind problem.
Yeah, that's true. And in those builds, you often have some of these really small pieces left over because they're probably anticipating that you'll be losing them during the build. Is there like a box you keep with all of those separate spare pieces?
We have bags and bags and bags downstairs. So each set that we build, we get a new little plastic bag and we write on the set number and what set it is. Okay. And each time we get to the end of a bag set, anything that's left over, we just put into that. But with the amount of models that we've got in the house, we must have like 30 of these bags now.
Wow.
But I didn't realize, but apparently it's not a random extra piece that you get in those bags.
Oh, what's the story there then?
I don't know. I don't know if it's just Lego trying to see what you can make with it, but I do know that for the Statue of Liberty, the architecture set, there is a complaint that you see a lot online, and that is that the face is just a blank face. You can't. It doesn't actually have the Statue of Liberty face there.
Okay.
But by rearranging a couple of the bricks that you use in the cloak of the Statue of Liberty, and by using one of the pieces that you get extra in the set, you can actually build a face for the Statue of Liberty, and
No
you can
way.
alter the Lego building. And everyone has this one extra piece. So that
No
must
way.
mean that it's not a random thing that they put into the bags. It's just really, nope, here you go, have some extra bits.
Okay, yeah, because I thought it was more like sometimes there's really small pieces like that are unique to a certain set with a certain curvature, or that yeah, if you lose it, you'll not have a spare yourself. So I figured that might be why they put in extras, but cool. Oh, here's another one. So I think I'm sorted. So
Yeah,
that's good.
that looks very
The model,
neat.
yeah, it's not too bad. I'm quite satisfied. So let's start building. We need a 6-knob gray piece and some black piece that has a 90-degree angle to it. And if you find them before I do go ahead and tell me. And it's not on the front.
Oh, we got a fantastic comment from Jess here. I hate the extra bits. I always think I've forgotten something, even though I know there's extras. I totally know where you're going with that. It's if I get some extras, I will go backwards and try and see whether or not this really is an extra or not. And I think it's like a 50% hit for me, because
Okay.
I've never had things like anything over 1x4. You don't generally get as an extra. So if I've got something that big left over, I'll go backwards through that particular bag set in the instructions and just see, have I missed something here, or should this really be used?
But this is also weird because I just put a red piece and then I'm covering it with a gray one again, so you don't see the red piece anymore. So that really is like probably telling us just that you're building the right way.
Yeah.
It's not there because you'll see it aesthetically. So interesting. Need to build some sort of tilting mechanism. There's so many blacks there. So I need to get. Yeah.
The blacks are so hard to find in these books. It's the only thing I don't like about the some of the expert sets. They come with the black background on the paper, and it can make the colors really hard to figure out against that background.
Right. And that the books are also now. I think like during my youth, weren't the books like? Wouldn't they have a white background? Now it's all black.
It depends on the type of sets you get. We build lots of modular buildings, and they still have a white background.
Oh, they do.
Or at least they don't have a black background. I wonder what color they have. I'm racking my brains now. I was only building it yesterday, but it's gone. But they don't have the black background, so it really depends on what set you're building.
Oh, okay, check. And here's an orange piece. It'll probably also be covered with something else.
Go Max.
Yeah, this is the Formula One pre-show, is what we were contemplating, right? Yeah.
Oh,
we need to finish at 3 because the lead time into the F1 starts, the pre-show. Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be really quite tight today. Although I think I'm going to be watching the F1 on recording, so I'm just going to have to keep my ears closed for any news, because after I finish with the stream with you today, I'm off to the dunes with some extended family because we've not seen them for an age. So let's go to the dunes and enjoy the last day of sun before the rain arrives. So I'm going to have to watch the Formula One this evening on playback, and just really, anytime I hear news come on anything, I'm just going to have to put my fingers in my ears and la 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 la.
Okay, so this is an engine part, apparently. Trying to figure out if I'm doing it right. Yeah. Okay. Engine part number 2. And now we need to do some sort of valve of sorts.
Oh,
Oh, that's a
awesome.
lot of parts. So a gray one form with some sort of mechanism that holds something else in place, some sort of grip.
Now, I just realized I'm sitting here struggling to read your book on your screen, and I've got a book in front of me.
You can continue. Yeah, you can.
I am following on the build just in my book, watching what you're doing. I think it's.
I think this is some sort of pipe into the. I'm not sure what it is. No.
Where are we? Yeah. Oh, that might be an intercooler, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. Well, if there's any mechanics on the stream, let us know.
Or that might be the actual turbo itself.
Yeah, it might be the turbo we're assembling. That's right.
Let's have a look. Where does it? Yes, that's the turbo. If I look at the back of the set, you've got the exhaust coming on the same side that this is going to mount into the car. So if it's mounted somewhere on the exhaust and you've got a pipe going up into the engine, that could well be the turbo.
This is the most important part from this build.
Yeah, this is the bit that makes it go brum.
Yeah. That makes the turbo a turbo. And this is actually not a... oh, these are the disc brakes indeed. So this is a extender piece. This is the round part. Then we add another cover on top of it. Then we need to have a black connection piece that's twisted. And the twisted part goes, oh yeah, that fits. They thought of everything. And then a red connection piece. So now we're getting into this. This is how it starts to look.
Seriously, the people who design these things are so clever.
Yeah, and then there's it's like a pipe or what is it? Like a, yeah, now you've got the...
That could well be a turbo. It's got kind of a turbo-y look about it.
Mm-hmm. Connecting it to this one. And that needs to go here. Let me see. So the pipe is on the left. Oh, there's actually a really, really small piece here that grabs onto the gray part. And now it's in here, and then I need to connect it to the blue. Oh, this is a bit fiddly.
Is this a bit where Lego bits go pinging across the room?
Yeah, where last time I broke the windshield by just pushing a bit too hard. Oh, wow. Now you can
that
see
looks so cool.
Looks really nice. I love the detail. You can still see some of the red at the end of the black pipe.
Yeah.
And yeah, it connects to, cool, yeah. Engines coming together. Another sort of engine part, looking for a gray, yeah, what should you call this? A two block with some sort of pipe out of it. And then a small, would it be this one?
Yeah, you've got kind of a little pulley, and then you've got a 1x2, like you say, with a thing sticking out the side.
A thing, yes.
A thing.
Something.
Yeah, something.
And then you can put that on top, and it's, oh yeah, that finishes off the.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it looks really well. I did already like the fan. It can actually spin. I'm not sure they.
Yeah. It's I haven't sat playing with that, just spinning it around to watch it go at all.
I think the next stop we'll be building is some sort of engine cover. So there's a black 4x4. We'll add one on the corner. And then there's 7 of those striped twos.
I wonder if this could be the intercooler, because like I say, this is something that you've also got that big grate on top of the whale tail.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if this could be an intercooler, because then you get the cool air being pulled in, and it gets pulled in through this. And that would be a perfect position for an intercooler to get that cold air into the engine, because obviously a turbo heats the air up, because you've got all the exhaust gases, which are running at ridiculous temperatures.
I would have loved if in the booklet they would have commented on like what are we properly building.
Yeah, that would have been really good.
Don't you have with these where it says like you need to turn the thing you're building, but then you start looking at it like which way around, like left, like how?
Yeah, you turn it upside down, left, right. Yeah, which way is this supposed to go?
Yeah, but luckily there's one piece that isn't covered yet that sticks, that tells you you're on the right side. And then a small one with some sort of round piece, and then stick it upside down into what I still think is the engine cover. That might be the intercooler, true. We'll see. It needs to go. It's clever that they have the black shiny piece on the right down corner, bottom corner.
Yeah, shows you how to put it in.
And how far should we? It should not cover the black. It should really be just here then. Okay, yep. Oh yeah, well, it's not. Oh, don't push too hard. It doesn't. It covers the fan, but you can't push it too hard because the. Not sure you can see it, but this one is just there for aesthetics. I would say it's not.
Yeah.
Connecting to anything else. It's just there to mimic a pipe or a connection.
I've just done a little bit of Googling.
Yeah.
And from what I can see, I'm gonna definitely stick with intercooler.
Okay.
I can't find any explicit thing to say what it is, but if I look at it actually mounted inside of a car, then it's absolutely what you would expect an intercooler to be and where you would expect an intercooler to be.
Well, at least the viewers are now recognizing that I'm by no means a car expert.
I know just enough to be dangerous. It's my dad was a mechanic, and I had a choice when I got my first car. I could either pay him what his friends paid him to service their cars, or I could have it for free, but I had to do it with him.
Look, there's actually some sort of glass that has a corner to it. So I've grabbed the wrong one.
Oh,
because we need to be all clear. But there's one of them has some sort of
Yes, I can just see that
sticker on it. So
at least it's a nice printed one, and you don't have to do the sticker yourself.
Oh no, I do need to have one with a sticker. Where does it go? Oh,
I think that one goes next to the white.
Next to the white, you're right. Yeah, and then I need to get the. Oh, they're mirrored. So this is the.
Oh, you've got to get the right one too.
Oh, you need to get the sticker next to the white, actually. Yeah. Oh wow! So it's like a corner sticker now. Oh. All the small details. That is something I would normally do wrong. I put it in, and you go like, why is that sticker there?
Yeah, it's like, so I'm sure there's something wrong here.
Okay, this is the side window, actually. This is a rear side window. Put it slightly, yeah. It now is the first part of the roof.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. We're building the other side, of course. Oh, there is some text on the previous page. It said, since day one, the 911 Turbo has been positioned as the sports car that is also suitable for day-to-day driving. Yeah.
I think that one is a little bit romanticizing the original 911 Turbo. I remember in the 80s, the 911 Turbo had a real reputation for causing accidents. If I remember, it was one of the first road-going turbo cars, if I remember right, or mass-produced is maybe not the right word to use for Porsche, but more produced cars with a turbo on it, shall we say. And it had a huge power kick, but it also took a long time for the turbo to spin up. So if you were coming out of a corner, you'd put your foot down, you'd get no power, you'd put your foot down more, and then all of a sudden the turbo would kick in and you'd find yourself going backwards.
And then you had extra power that pushes you off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a weird one in the booklet on page 195. So look at where they're telling you to put the glass with the sticker. But then look at the picture itself. It's actually not on the black side, it's on the white side.
Yeah, somebody's edited that wrong. Nicely noticed.
Yeah, because it needs to be actually on the white side, but in the booklet they're actually telling you it needs to go here next to the black one, which is not true. And then you see the graphic here, and it's
the
actually
graphic's correct. Yeah, the graphic's right, but the bit above to say where you need to put it is wrong.
Okay, put that one on. Gently. Yep. Here we go. Another piece to the roof.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, this is oh yeah, we're doing it right. Okay, and then this is probably the first piece to the roof then. Okay, this is, and that's also hard, like on page 197 on which parts to get. It is like, is it gray or black? I'm always like double checking. Oh, this seems to be a gray, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's is it dark gray? I mean, when you've got the lighter colored books, then you always get mixed up between the lighter gray and the dark gray.
True. Yeah. But maybe that's also why it's satisfying once you've built it, because it seems hard to do sometimes. Where you go like, how is this finding the right pieces, colors, and
yeah,
it adds to the joy of then having completed the build.
Absolutely. And so we always have that with the family builds too. We were just discussing it, watching Lego Masters, because we watch that on Sunday morning, so our son can watch it with us because he's in bed on a Saturday night. And you have the couples on there. I believe that the couple from Fallout, which they have my vote because I live very close by. But that couple and the Belgian-Dutch couple, they were getting really snarky with each other in the middle of their builds with stress, tiredness. And it's, that's so recognizable. I mean, we're not in a competition, and we have that when we do the family modular builds. Yeah. And by the time you get to the end of it, it's like, that is so cool. That was such good fun. And you kind of forget a little bit about all of the arguments and all of the discussions that you've had when you've been building it.
True, yeah. The same with when you're doing some house renovations. So I think this is part of the roof. The gray piece needs to go on the back, so it needs to fit in between. Okay. And then there's a white piece you can click it into. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Now we have the first part of the roof.
Awesome. And we have another comment from Jess. Can all of her instruction booklets be wrong? I think always blame the instruction books. That goes for me. If I can blame the instruction book, it means I don't have to feel quite so daft when I make a stupid mistake. They do have a really nice one these days. There's an instruction app that you can download. You can add your models to it. And for the modern sets, they have full 360-degree 3D models of each building set. So when you're looking at something, you think, I can't see how that goes in. It'd be so nice if I could just get a different angle on that just to see how it connects. And you can actually do that inside of this app. You can spin it around just to see exactly how it should go into place.
Ooh. I need to get the wheels out because there's some screen that's in here as well. There's a big, some sort of windshield. Oh, the app I didn't know. That's actually good. I'll start checking that. So this is probably some part of the roof then. A big white piece on top of it. Two, what are those called? Like this really small round ones with some extension to it where you can.
Oh, is that a doppler with a bit sticking out?
Yeah.
Just to go full on Dutch and English in one sentence, and doppler with a bit sticking out.
Dinglish. Now I need to put. Oh, those are different. There's. Oh, here they are. A two with some sort of grabbing. Yeah, clicks on. Clicks on. Okay. And then the roof needs those flat whites. Oh, that sounds like a cappuccino, like a Starbucks, a flat white.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm missing in my studio, actually, a coffee machine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at the same point, I don't think it'd do great for the audio.
Oh, this is the part in between the rear seats and the engine. Interesting.
Oh, the back window.
The back window. Let's grab the model. And then it goes. Oh, it just. Right. And click it on here. Won't push too hard this time. Oh, it clicks. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, now we've got the rear seats covered. No rain for them anymore.
You just get wet in the front now, but if you go fast enough, that's not a problem.
Well, and you know how the saying goes, most rain falls next to you.
Uh-huh.
Take two of these rounded pieces to probably finish off the curvature. These are 4s, I believe. Oh yeah, they'll be some of the lijsten, some of the. Okay, they need to go here. Oh, don't push too hard. Oh. I'll put it down again before I break the whole model. Gently apply it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that I've tried to pick it up to show it to the camera and tried to press something in place, and because it's got nothing behind it, you end up just pushing things off.
Right. This nicely adds the curves to it.
Yeah, that is the real 911 shape now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Very nice. I do like the scale on which we're building it.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're doing the spoiler, the rear spoiler.
Ah, the whale tail.
The whale tail.
I say in England, I don't know if it's just where I grew up in Leicester, but in England you have names for some of the spoilers, some of the different types, and anything this big is a whale tail spoiler. It sticks out at the back like a whale tail coming out of the sea.
Nice naming. So what area did you live in the UK?
I grew up in Leicester, which is, I think, until a few years ago, I can't imagine it was that well known. But then a few years ago, they won the Premiership just out of the blue with nobody expecting it. And since then, you say Leicester, and it's like, oh, the Premiership winners. And it's like, nice. Yeah, the Premiership winners.
And for those that aren't that proficient on geography in the UK, is it like west, east, north, south, far from London, not far from London?
I believe if you draw a cross on the UK, it's probably about where the lines join up in the middle. So it's pretty much as far from the sea as you can get in the UK. So the UK, being a seafaring nation, really doesn't go for Leicester.
Okay.
We have some water sports, but no, it's not close to the sea at all.
Okay.
It has some really beautiful scenery. It's got a lot of nice Roman ruins in it.
Mhm.
And you have, is it Lady Graham J, Lady Grey Jean, I believe, if I've got that right. Uh, one of the shortest monarchs of the UK. She was queen for something like 2 days, I believe.
Okay.
And her house is in Bradgate Park, which is a big country park on the outskirts of Leicester. It has some nice bits. It has some less nice bits, but it has some nice bits. And as Francesca, from the cheddar cheese, yeah, you have the red Leicester, which coming from Leicester, I suppose I should really like it, but I much prefer Irish mature cheddar to Leicester. But it is, oddly enough, although Stilton isn't in Leicestershire, Leicester is one of the few places that can actually make Stilton cheese. So it has a few different cheeses and things too. And it has the fox as its mascot for the city,
Okay.
which is why Leicester City Football Club, they're called the Foxes. And it sounds really cool. Everybody really likes foxes. They're really cute. But actually, the reason why the fox is the logo of the city and the county is because you've also got really famous fox hunts that happened in the area, which just strikes me as really weird. It's you have a group of people that love going out and hunting foxes, and because of that, we'll make the animal we're hunting the emblem of our city.
But I think in
I'm,
general, like hunting or is quite a tradition in the UK.
Unfortunately, it is.
Yeah.
It's I much prefer to see the foxes on the streets. I saw an amount growing up, coming into the urban areas, and they're such beautiful creatures.
I've built two pieces now. There's some sort of bigger cover and the, I think, basic shape of the whale tail. And then I need to connect them together. I think this is the way, as the Mandalorian would say.
I was gonna say, this is the way.
This is the way. Yeah, this is the way. Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, it starts to pan out as the basic shape, and now we need to build the black spoiler piece to it. So black 8 and 2 by 2, which has a flat surface. Where's Jessica from? Are you from the UK as well?
Jessica is from Sweden.
Ach, tak.
Oh wow. This is the May. We get a whole month of Star Wars. I love it.
This is.
Oh, that is superb. Oh,
Oh, this is the May. Well, on Tuesday we'll have Star Wars Day, right?
yes. I must say, like, living in Holland, I always feel a tinge of guilt saying "May the Fourth be with you," because obviously in Holland, May the Fourth has a much
Yeah, true.
deeper reasoning than just Star Wars. But yes, May the Fourth.
I think both can happen on the same day. Here's a final black piece.
But no, I mean, Jess is from Stockholm, and she organizes meetups and conferences over in Stockholm, which is actually how I got into this whole thing. Because my first talk that I gave was at Svetuk. I'm sorry, Jess. I always get that slightly wrong. But that was the first time that I actually spoke. I met Jess when she was speaking at Tekorama, and I managed to get to speak at her conference, and absolutely superb. At some point, I need to actually visit Stockholm at a point where I can actually see some of it. Because every time I've been to Stockholm, it's been hotel, conference center, restaurant, hotel.
Yeah.
So it's Yes, I'm hoping once we can actually travel again, that I can go back to Stockholm without speaking there, so I can actually have a look at some of the city because it looks beautiful.
Or extend your trip with a couple of days.
Yeah, that can work
And
too.
maybe business-wise deductible or.
I'd have to speak to my boss and say, "Hey, boss, I'm doing this conference. Do you mind if I stay 2 days extra and just work remotely for a couple of days?"
Oh, I'm doing it all wrong.
Oh dear.
Let me get those two off. I was looking at the graphic below. So like this piece, but I first have to do step 1 and 2, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
But I was still listening to you. What was the first talk about?
My first talk embraced the pitfalls. It was about all of the things that I've done wrong and everything I've learned from it.
Okay.
So it was. I gave that talk. I was not planning on giving a talk at all. It's thanks to Jess that I gave the talk. She
pressured
invited
you
me to
into it.
submit, and basically it was. I had no clue what to talk about, and I was just going through in my mind of who is ever going to want to listen to anything I have to say. I'm not an expert at anything. I can't possibly talk to a conference. And then it hit me, yes, I've made loads of mistakes, and I can at least say what I've learned from those mistakes, and I can't get that wrong because it's my story. So
Oh,
anything that I say is has to be
one of
right
the
because
things
it's just me.
with starting to speak and starting to blog and everything is that there's this real thing of an imposter syndrome, right? Like you go, like everybody knows everything already. It's like it's already been written up. Who should? Well, the reality is it's not true. Like there's a lot of things you could share. People are really excited to learn from each other. And the imposter syndrome seems real.
Yeah, as Jess says, yeah, everyone. It's when you're going through this process, it's always, who am I to be saying this?
Yeah. And the other thing is like when you're on the podium and they go like, oh, they're really, you think that they are there to judge you. In reality, they come here to really support you, really
Yeah.
learn from you, and understand what's happening. But on your end, you go like, oh, if I make one mistake, they'll burn me down. And
Uh-huh. Right, so trying to remember that those people, they've given up their time and their money if it's a conference that you have to pay for. They've given that up to learn something. They want you
yeah,
to succeed.
they want you to
Except for maybe
succeed.
one or two people who are just but most of them just want you to succeed.
Very true. Okay, so this is so I've assembled the more of the whale tail now. And I guess there needs to be a final piece to it because I'm grabbing a gray one, a longer piece, and adding some black pieces to it, and then some whites. But I think putting the spoiler on will really make this model shine.
Yeah, it's just going to make it go ping. Once that's on the back, it's going to look fantastic.
Yeah.
So what do you generally talk about at conferences whilst we're on this subject?
Yeah, so I do get asked a lot about security stuff. As people following on Twitter know that I work a lot on security stuff together with my team. So yeah, the Microsoft products would be like Azure Sentinel, Defender, and then we share. Oh, the middle piece is actually the turbo designation. Let me quickly show that.
That's the end of the bonnet then, is it?
Oh yeah, that would probably be the yeah. So a lot of security stuff I've done, like from the University of Maastricht and their hack, to just general tips and tricks, like deep dives on technology, on how to configure. And actually, I'm doing well. I've actually skipped April, but for May, I'll be doing a live stream again on Azure Sentinel on my YouTube channel.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. So there's so much happening on security nowadays that I could almost do an infinite number of talks, is what I'm thinking at this point. This clicks on. Weirdly enough, we need to like push it backwards a bit. Oh, that works. Ah, okay. Now it's like a tilted. It's like a Clever. Very clever. It's the end of the bonnet for sure. Oh, now we can apply. Oh, there we go. This is the moment where we see things shaping up.
A drum roll, please.
Where's the special effects in your OBS?
Yeah, I've not quite got around to that bit yet. I've still got to get that one set up.
Let me. Oh, this is.
I do the drum roll on the desk, but I'm using the ear microphone today, not the desk microphone, so you possibly wouldn't hear it.
Wow, this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Awesome.
Let me see if I can.
That looks so cool. That is superb. It's like you say, it's just when you get those last few shapes on there and it just suddenly screams at you what it is.
It does, right? It's like now it's really looking like a 911. Beautiful. Okay, so there's a big piece, I think another part of the bonnet or hood. No, this is probably the roof then. Yeah, it should be the roof. Okay, here we go. A big, tall, white piece. Then some gray. It's small to 6x1's white. Okay. How many hours you would think they spend on R&D, like trying to figure out what pieces they would need to build this model? Like,
Have you seen the video for this model?
I've not.
There's an interview with the designer. Let me see if I can find it quickly and whack it in the chat. Porsche 911 and Lego designer. I am not the world's best Googler. I know I'm not supposed to say that as a software engineer, but I am not the world's best designer.
Okay,
Lego.
so this is probably, yeah, it is the roof part. Oh, it needs to have two small white pieces so it can, oh, yeah.
Oh, that goes together quite quickly.
Yeah, that's, oh, I need to attach some more white covering pieces. We're coming up to an hour though. I'm not sure if you want to switch to the target anytime. Just let me know. Or you want to continue on the turbo for now?
I think we can continue on the turbo a bit for now. It's I'm going to put the link for the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I found the Lego video. I'm going to put that into the chat.
So here's like two. Let me see my finger here. Two of those still like transparent knobs. I need to push it on. But I'll try and do it without pushing away the windshield this time.
Good luck.
If you hear a big bang now, it's me. Oh, I need to wait.
Oh, they need to be angled down ever so slightly.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're right. You're very right. Oh, don't push too hard. Here's the second one. The first one came on. Second one is coming on now. And then it should apply on. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, it should connect to that black bar, I imagine.
Yeah, it does. It does. Wow.
And there we go.
That is beautiful.
That is.
Really nice.
Yet again, how do they come up with how to put this together?
True, yeah. There's so much time spent probably to make sure it all, and it's always rock solid. Once you put it on, it becomes sturdier and sturdier. Oh, yep. Actually, nice. I do turn to the next page, and there it says how to tilt. So nice.
Nice. I said we had that yesterday. We were building the corner garage modular building as a family, and that's got some really interesting techniques to do all of the different angles that you have. But the windows that go across the front of the building are so flimsy, and you're constantly knocking them in the building. And then there's one piece of Lego. It's just a 1x4 bit of Lego that joins two loose bits together, and it transforms the whole front of the building into something solid.
Yeah, once it is connected and put into place, things become more stable, I guess. Up until then, you could.
So now you're building up the back axle.
That is it, right? Yeah.
Which I'm guessing is slightly different to my back axle then.
Why?
Because I believe yours, with it being the turbo, yours has the wide wheel arches. So I'm going to hazard a guess that you've got a spacer on yours that I maybe don't have on mine.
Okay. Well, this is the first part, and then we're doing the same thing here on the left axle. The brownish piece goes into it. The long rod goes into it. Then two red connecting round pieces, and then push it onto the white. Right, now it starts to become part of the axle. Then some white tubes, or white, blue, sorry. The blue goes onto the white. And if you look at the bottom, there's all sorts of reds and blues. Again, probably just to hint us that we're pushing them onto the right location. Because once we cover it up, we'll only see more of the black and whites.
Right. It is nice that if you look underneath the model, that's always visible. So it's, I mean, things like how the steering's built up at the front and that type of stuff. It's really great that that's always visible to you. It's another one of the whole things about building it, and it was. So that's how you get the steering to go backwards and forwards, and it's just really interesting.
Some yellow covers on top, and there's some sort of grip in the middle. And these are the first pieces to which will hold the wheel. The red goes on first, and then there we go.
I've just done something really stupid.
Yeah.
I was looking underneath the model as I was talking.
And you broke something off?
I've just pulled the whole windscreen off. So, the windscreen, the dashboard, everything's off. So I'm going to try and fix that while you finish off your bits.
Yeah, well, maybe I need your help because I need to now flip my model and start applying this axle with probably some light force.
I'm hoping, seeing as you have your whole roof attached, I'm hoping that gives you a little bit extra than I've got here.
Let me
come on, connect up for me
again a bit. Okay, so put this on the roof. I'll just balance it slightly, and then the gray part is on this side. Oh, this grabs into the. And now just really slowly. Oh, it works.
Awesome.
It does, yeah. Still everything is on there. Yeah. Oh, you're right, because if you see now the wheels, the back are actually extended more outwards.
Yeah.
Comparing it to the front. Those spaces are the gray round ones I applied.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, now it clicks. Check. Okay, I need to leave it on its roof. And these are the final pieces to the bodywork. Okay, let's go. 2 blacks. Apply a 1 white. Then apply a black angled piece, and then apply a white rounded piece too. And that goes here. Okay. And same for this side. Get me a white on top. Add the black curved one. Now it's the other way around, of course. Okay, check, it's mirrored. Put the white on there. Yeah, and then, okay, apply it on here. Okay, check.
Starting to fill in the gaps.
With the introduction of the turbo, Porsche modified the 911's chassis and brakes to accommodate the increased power. It's what the book is telling us.
Which I guess kind of makes sense, because the original 911s, I mean, it's obviously they're sports cars, but they weren't hypercars. So it was only really with the Turbo and the Carrera 4s that they started to get Ferrari fast.
Right.
If I remember correctly, please, anybody correct me if that's not right.
Oh, now we start covering up the blue and red parts near where the wheel cover will be. What are the arches, the wheel arches? What do you call them?
Yeah, wheel arches.
Right.
And on the turbo version, it's the flared wheel arches.
Oh, you can. That's also nice detail. You can see the exhaust really nice.
Yeah, huh? I say it's just it's the details like that that make these things so awesome.
True. And these are very detailed, small builds. So I take a piece black that has a bite out of it. Then apply a white on the same. Add 2 white. And then add some angled pieces, really weirdly angled pieces. So this is a white. And then, okay, check. That goes here. Oh. Okay, check. It needs to extend a bit out. So here you see the beginning of the wheel arch, I guess.
Yeah, the flare just starting.
Yeah, that's okay. Check. Yeah. That's one. This one is the other way around. Take a white as a bottom. Apply another white. Apply 2. And then again the roundings. It's probably, though, this is like a top 5 contender in my sets.
For your favorite?
For favorites, yeah. I think my number 1 is still the Stranger Things.
I really want to build that one, but I've not got around to it yet. It's I don't know if it's still available. I may have missed my chance because I've not brought it yet. But I love the whole upside down bit.
Have you seen the series?
I've not seen it yet because I don't do that well with horror movies and horror series. It's I suffer from night terrors at the best of time.
Oh yeah.
And anything like that can really affect my sleep. So as much as I really want to, I've just not got the courage to watch it yet.
Well,
but I've heard great things.
Because there is a bit of horror here and then.
It's I actually had it recently when I was clearing my office and sorting out my cables. Mm-hmm. I just had the Fox series, The War of the Worlds, playing in the background. It is a fantastic.
Which one?
Sorry? Which one? It's a Fox series from I think 2019. Mm-hmm. So it's a fairly new one. It's who is it? Gabriel Byrne is in there and a few others. It is really well acted. It is really well shot. But I don't know why. It isn't overly explicit in the things that happen, and it isn't.
It just builds the tension.
but there's a lot of tension there, and it's just the way that the story carries out, and it's they don't mind who they kill off for the course of the for the course of the series, and it's just such a psychological series that I watched sort of 3 episodes, and it completely destroyed me for the rest of the day, and that did get me waking up 2 o'clock in the morning. I would never look at a Boston Robotics dog the same way again.
Oh no.
It's I mean, it's kind of a shame because I really want to carry on further with the story, but I don't particularly want to lose more sleep. Oh,
So
that's
here's
cool.
the wheel arch coming together.
Those wonderful. I mean, I know that it's a 1970s model, but that's so 80s, that flared rear wheel arch.
True. Oh, this can actually still open. That's nice. The bonnet can still open.
Yeah, so you can actually see all the engine on the inside.
Yeah, cool. I figured it might be loose, but it's just you can just use it actually. Okay, now we need to do the other wheel arch. We're starting to complete the build almost. We're getting there.
Yeah, I think there's only sort of 4 pages left now. It's just the other wheel arch, the number plates, and the wheels.
Push this on ever so slightly because you don't want to break it. Wheel arch 2. Oh, now we get to the wheels. Yes. All right, so take a rim, take a wheel, push it in, and then make sure the tires go on like they should do.
And then you have the nice pub quiz trivia moment.
Oh yeah?
What manufacturer produces the most tires in the world? And the answer is Lego.
Nice. That is funny. So here's the rim with the wheel on, and actually there's the outer side of the rim and here's the inner side of the rim, and I'm having the blacks. Yeah, and this is what does it say? A 49.5 by 20. Like, I'm not sure what the wheel numbers mean, but
that's a good question.
20. I would say 20-inch of sorts. Maybe it's trying to tell us it wants to be a 20-inch wheel.
I don't know, either that or it's 49 millimeters high, 20 millimeters wide.
Could also be the case. Yeah,
I wonder what size wheels the original 911s had, because this is something else which has really skyrocketed in recent years. I mean, when I first got my license, just to make myself sound old, back in 1994, my first car had 13-inch wheels on it. And at that time, people who had 16-inch wheels on their cars, they had huge wheels on their cars.
They did, for sure.
I mean, these days, it's, my BMW comes by default with 18-inch wheels. You can get 20-inch wheels for it, and the aftermarket ones are 22-inch. It's ridiculous, the size of wheels these days.
Yeah, true. Well, it's always people with big wheels are trying to tell the world something. Oh, this is hard to get on. Work with me here. Oh yeah. Cool. That's the front wheels. Very nice. Now apply the rear wheels without breaking any arches. Oh, there it goes.
Okay, while you finish off, I'm just going to start to open my bag so that I can take over once we've admired your awesome handiwork when it's finished.
Cool, it's got wheels.
It is now a car.
It is a car. Probably now need to bolt on some of the, oh, this is like a wheel lock or wheel nut that we apply on the wheels.
Oh, it has wheel nuts to go on the inside. That's so cool.
Yeah. Nice details. Put this on for the third wheel. Wheel 4. I will need to push that in a bit more. Fiddling around with all the small pieces. Yep, here we go. So you see those small wheel nuts.
Superb.
Here we come with the license plates. SCU 6000. Okay.
SCU 6000. I'm racking my brains to think what that could be an Easter egg to.
Probably something around the location or of the factory or something. Oh no, this is it.
Fantastic. You have your finished model. That is awesome.
This is the 911. All
Oh,
working.
that is
You'll see
so
the
cool.
engine. Cover it up again with a whale tail. Very
Yes,
nice.
absolutely, Jess. Nice.
It is just beautiful. It's very much like the box. Like it's properly the same thing.
Very cool.
All right. Well, I think we need to get to the open air driving experience.
Yeah, which it makes perfect sense because, well, the nice blue sky that I was talking about has completely disappeared here. We've now got the grey clouds, and that makes sense because every time I want to take my Spitfire out, it rains. So yeah, it's either sunny and it's in the garage, or it's raining and I want to drive it. But yeah, let's see what we can make with this. So I've got my bits on the desk. I have my model here with, I managed to fix the windscreen, I'm pleased to say.
Yay.
So let's get on with my sorting then. So we have the nice silver wheels.
Now, right?
Sorry?
You've got bag 8 and 10.
I've got bags 8 and 10, yeah.
I still got 10.
Let's see if we can get our wheels piled up in the corner.
That's why you already see the gray rims that you're stacking up.
Yeah.
Instead of the black ones.
Yeah. So you have the nice shiny gray rims.
Yep.
I think they're the same. They're the same style. They're just a different color.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got our 2x10s and our 4x6s. This is always a bit of, where does my desk go out of the camera view? We have some.
You don't need to do a top. You'll have less bricks, I would expect.
Possibly. I mean, I don't have the big whale tail, and I don't have the turbo engine to build, so I wouldn't be surprised. But we have
the Targa model brought a completely new level of flexibility to open top driving with both the removable folding roof and a plastic rear window. The 911 could be completely closed or just with the center roof section removed. And the Targa concept proved so popular, there's been a version of it with every subsequent generation of 911.
I can go with that. I'm not surprised that it's popular. It's almost like it's a hardtop when the weather's not nice, and then the convertible when the weather's nasty. I've had that once with. Oh, it's raining now here.
Oh.
Well, if it's going to rain, then I guess I'm not going to the dunes with the family for the nice weather after I've finished here. But it's my third car. I've been really lucky with my cars. My first one was a Ford Fiesta that was as old as I was. Nearly. Then it was from 78. I'm from 76. But, I was 17 years old and I had a car. I was happy. But my second car was a Peugeot 205 convertible.
Oh,
and that was really nice to drive. It didn't matter what the temperature was. If it wasn't raining, that roof was down.
Yeah.
To the point where one time I took the roof down and it was too cold. And Peugeot 205s have a flexible plastic rear screen.
Oh.
When it's -5, they're not that flexible.
Okay, that's yeah, I could imagine.
And it started to rain. I took it down and I got halfway down and I just heard this horrible crack. And when I went around to the back of the car, yeah, sure enough, there was a big hole in the back of my car.
Wow.
And Jess is blaming you for the rain. So
Oh,
apparently you said something about rain, so you jinxed it.
I jinxed it, apparently, yeah.
I must admit,
Well,
I don't remember you saying that.
yeah. Well, I'll take the blame, no worries.
Anyway, it means I get to watch Formula One live. That's something, I suppose.
Yeah, I always hate it when I need to rewatch it. Like the world already knows it's already like sports non-live. That's hard. That's tough.
Yeah, it is. It's I think sports non-live is really hard, and the other one is if you're watching it not live and you happen to start it just at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like I've done it a few times, and it's like, oh, they're 2 laps into the race, and well, what's going on there? And it's like, okay, well, I can rewind it to the start now. But
Yeah.
let's face it, I've already missed the most important parts.
Well, and the same goes. We had a couple of years ago. You had television providers like Digitenne, and you had cable television, all sorts of different
Yep.
technologies. But they would have a delay. So I would have Digitenne, which had a 20-second delay, and then my neighbors would have cable television, and it was like Euro competition soccer or something. And then we were watching, and then all of a sudden you hear outside people screaming like "yes," and you go like "oh," and then you see somebody like running towards the goal, and you go like, "oh, they're gonna score."
Yeah, yeah, that is so relatable. It's I've always had Ziggo,
Yeah,
but one of my neighbors, I don't know what provider they had, but they were always about 15 seconds in front of me. And exactly as you say, you could be watching a live sporting event, and all of a sudden you just hear, yes! Yeah, what? Oh, that!
oh, we just scored, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Or you'd be watching
And
Formula
the
One
thing
and
though with all these communication channels nowadays, with like WhatsApp, Twitter, whatever, it's like you can't escape almost from somebody hinting you on what happened. Like
nope.
Max is ahead or Hamilton won, and you go, even if I close off all my notifications, something pushes through for some reason. And then you go like, now I know it. Now I don't need to watch anymore. It's like, okay, well, 2 hours won.
Yeah. And then it's even if you know it's been an exciting race, it's still really hard to watch it if you know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
It's quite hard to watch it just for the excitement.
true. So are you a F1 fan, Jessica? There's actually a Dutch woman called Bijtske who's in the W series, doing really well.
Yeah?
Yeah, Bijtske Visser.
I've not managed to see any of that yet. I don't know where to watch it.
Well, actually, the good news is the W series will be some of the series during the F1 weekend in Zandvoort this September.
Ah, cool.
So they'll be featured.
Right. Jess used to watch, but hasn't for years.
Okay, yeah. But you don't have a Swedish rock star driving in the Formula One, I guess. Closest would be Kimi Räikkönen from Finland, I would expect.
What are the Scandinavian drivers that you have at the moment? Is it just Kimi or there? It might be, because Ericsson left at the end of last year.
He was Danish, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Scandinavian, I would think Kimi. It's a lot of Southern European countries. No, I can't remember any other Scandinavian driver. Oh, Bottas, of course, Finnish.
Oh, Bottas. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I was thinking like there should be one more. Yeah. Do you watch the Netflix series?
I do. It's but I also really like the I don't know if you saw it last week with the whole
Oh, you are
Lewis Ward.
spotting them so nicely now. Now I can't, like, you're outperforming me here. What's happening?
I'm sorry. It's actually there's one bit that's annoying me because I put that one in the wrong place so that the smooth ones weren't next to the other
Doing
ones.
it like crescendo, like upwards on length.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Wow.
Trust my wife; she'll tell you I'm very trying sometimes.
I still have these license plates left.
Yeah, you can flip them over. Which do you want, a Japanese car, an American car, or
Yeah.
I'm guessing the ones that you've put on are German?
Yeah, the Germans. Like they tell in the booklet, varen met offenem verdek.
What on earth does that mean?
Open top driving.
Ah, that's my language skills are slightly better than you would expect for being English because I can actually speak Dutch.
Do you, like in your day job, do you speak Dutch or English or a combination?
I try and speak Dutch, but I fall back to English way too much.
It's probably because all the Dutchies will just revert to English anyway.
Yeah, it's partly that, and partly when you're dealing with IT, even in Dutch, there's so many English phrases
Yeah.
that it can be really hard to actually just speak Dutch.
Yeah, that is true. Well, and Dutch, like Dutch IT words are they're so wrong. Like the literal translations are just so bad. I can hardly
I don't want to say
like
something there because it's as an allochtoner, I think I get into trouble if I started commenting on those things.
How's that in Sweden, Jessica? Do you use the Swedish IT words or just go with the English as well? Like an Azure function would be an Azure functie. Like when I go to Dutch documentation, I go, that's just so plain wrong.
Yes, I can see that.
An
Sometimes
Azure,
you got to
an
think,
Azure
why don't you
functie,
just stick with?
yeah, an Azure functie met een wachtrij, an Azure function with a queue.
Oh wow! Yes.
It's like
Okay, I
a
can
wachtrij.
understand that, but yeah, that does it sounds wrong.
And are these both 8 and 10 you've unpacked?
Yep, these are both 8 and 10, and thank you, Jess, for the comment on my sorting. It's I find this bit so relaxing when it goes well. It's the only bit that I really don't like when it's going when you get down to these last fiddly bits, and they end up sticking to your fingers.
Hmm.
So these are really hard to try and get lined up correctly because you have it all lined up lovely, and then you'll move your finger and they'll go ping.
Yeah.
And then you get the bits that really trigger me, which is we have 7 white squares, which means I cannot put it symmetrically on the desk.
I do have I don't have any. Well, I do have ones left over, 2 white ones, a rounded black, and a white pole or like a rod. Other than that, there's nothing left over.
Ah, it's not much then for this bag set. Let's see what
No.
I'm left over with then. So, ready to get going.
Let's go.
And oddly enough, whereas your axle was one of the last things that you built, it's kind of the first thing that I'm going to build.
Oh,
So I need my 2 long planks, and they need to go together. And now I need to actually read stuff. This is where I get so wrong because I can't read detailed instructions that well. So we need
it is
2.
going to be the identical build, you would say. The axle wouldn't differ from the cars.
I think it's just going to be shorter.
Oh yeah, you said the extension maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see where that is. And looking at it, I think it's actually in the center. I think you had a bigger gap in the center than I have.
Oh, true. Yeah. Well, I can reverse it and still have a look.
So let's have a look. This one goes like this.
No, it's actually the same. I think it really boils down to the extensions at the end on before the brake disc.
Okay.
The spacing in between is the same.
So here we have one side of the axle. And then
And
we
it
have
would,
to build the other side, of course.
because otherwise I would also have a grade 2x10 or 12 would be longer if I need more space. And we
Actually,
have
was yours 2x10 or 2x12?
good question. 10.
Okay, no, that is the same size then.
Yeah.
So we have the other axle for the other side. And we fit that together like so.
Beautiful.
And then we fill it up with blue bits. 1, 2, 3.
No, you're right. I actually had a 12.
Ah, so that's where the extra distance comes in. You've got 2 extra
Yeah.
doppers than me.
You are right. I did have 4 knobs in between axle pieces, the reds.
So
Detailed.
there we have most of the axle built up, and then we just have to make it neat.
You still
So
have the
put
wheel arches though, but they'll be smaller then.
Yeah, it's my wheel arches are going to be these ones.
Right.
So they're the same as you put on the front of the car.
Yeah. Just small. Yeah. Right. You'll be more symmetrical from the car standpoint.
Yeah. Which that might go quite well with my mentality, making sure that we can keep things symmetrical.
Yeah. Keep things the same.
Now we can build up our 2 different axles here.
Yeah.
So we put these together.
Yeah, that's where I thought these would differ, but they're the same, I guess.
Yeah, I was expecting these to be quite different too.
And
One
then
on one
you'll have
side.
the brake discs. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to apply them gently as well without breaking any pieces off the car.
I feel slightly cheated here because when you applied yours, you had a full roof to protect the car. And I'm still on this, which is only held on by a few connections at the front.
But luckily you're now an expert in reapplying the windshield.
Yes. I'm going to have to bear that one in mind. And this goes on sideways in the gap like this.
It does need to click though. The first time I didn't push hard enough, but if you just slightly push hard, it clicks into it clicks.
Wow, that's a scary push.
Yeah. And it's so satisfying when you hear a click.
Yeah, click.
Click.
I love that for the instructions that when you put the windscreen in first, and it tells you have to push it backwards, and at some point it's actually got it.
Yeah.
As an instruction.
It's like an ASMR. What's it called? Like the sounds you get when you the ASMR.
So you have this one here. It gives you click in all the different languages.
Oh yeah, true. What page is that?
That is page.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
I see it. Yeah, page 156. Click, click,
now,
click. Cut. That's cut. Be interesting to see what the word is in Swedish. Is that cut? It's like tack. Thank you. Tack, cut. Click, 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 kiss. I should have my my Dutch to Swedish translator open.
So I have on here, whereas you had to build out the extended wheel arches, I just have to build mine up normally on each side.
Yeah.
I desperately need a better way to mount my camera. I'm going to have to do something similar to what you have, because I literally have a Gorilla Pod, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Which you normally use as a tripod, but I'm actually hanging it off of my portrait screen to get the view down onto the desk. Not
Nice.
only is it a little bit precarious from the camera point of view, but it's
Well, the
it
other
also
thing
doesn't
is,
give the best image.
the other thing is I think it's mirrored. So when you flip a page, oh, there's the click.
Yeah, click.
Click with an extra C. Click.
Yes, it is mirrored.
Yeah, so you should probably also find the setting to unmirror it.
Yes. I get the idea that's probably mirrored because I was trying to flip it vertically so that I could read and it's still visible on the screen. And
Yeah.
I've done the horizontal one at the same time and I shouldn't have done.
Right.
I'll have to have a look at that one and get that one fixed at some point. So now we get to build up
The image
four
itself
corner
is pretty
pieces.
good.
Sorry?
The image itself is pretty good.
The camera I'm over the moon with. This was actually part of the speaker package for All Day DevOps last year. We got a really nice USB microphone and this camera, which I'm guessing for an online conference, obviously they want you to have the best audio and video as well. But it's an absolutely superb camera and microphone. It's
It's actually the first
technically
time I heard that sending out gear.
yes. It's I've had a few things which I've had handed out. My favorite is what I had last year at Svetug. It's I'll grab it in a second and show it off because that was just so well done by Jessica and the rest of the team.
Cool.
It's everybody got to be a superhero.
Nice.
So these go into the back here, and that fills those in nicely.
It's properly steers. I'm trying out the car here, but
Yeah.
extending my fingers into the car and turning the wheel, it actually turns the wheels properly.
Speakers are superheroes. Thank you, Jess. It's but still that was just above and beyond what you did for the speakers last year. And so I imagine that everybody really appreciated what you did for them. So now we
had a sign interpreter this year for our event.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, actually, Floor came up with the suggestion like you should definitely do a sign interpreter.
Yeah, I've seen that at a few events that Floor's organized. She's really fantastic for the accessibility.
Yeah, she is. She's also very careful in teaching you how to think about those things, how to include. Wow. Yeah.
Yes. I've just smashed the back of my car up. You've got 4 bricks underneath here. And I don't think I'm going to fix it now because I think that's probably going to be just a little bit too fiddly. I'm going to have to fix that off stream. Now it's all falling apart. Oh, come on, Stacy, seriously.
Beautiful.
Okay, what on earth did I do wrong here?
But you're right that from the bottom you can still see all the colored pieces.
Wow, I have really broken something here, and it's in one of the bits that's right in the middle of the build, so it's impossible to get back together.
Oh, you need to detach.
There we go. That's on one side.
Oh!
What was that?
Well, it jumped on your desk, though. I see a brown and gray piece in your sorted pieces.
That, I think, goes into here, because that's what you hooked your exhaust onto. Right, now we've finished smashing up the model before it's actually finished. That's Jess every time. That's me quite often too, especially when I try and build on camera. There's nothing that makes you feel quite so nervous about trying to build something on camera knowing you're going to smash it up.
Yeah.
So now we get to build our wheel arches.
Cool.
Can we do this one without destroying it? That is the question.
Yeah, the side mirrors. Don't demolish the side mirrors when you're pushing.
No, I'm trying to make sure I'm not holding on to that side mirror.
I do like the detail there where they use some clear piece to mimic a mirror.
Yeah. And a smoked mirror as well.
Smoked, yeah, true.
So then we have to turn it around and we can do the other side.
And the same goes with those bricks that are mimicking like a tan leather color.
Yeah. The ones that are slightly rounded just to make it look like the stitched cushions.
Yeah, true. And still, it's built in a way that the doors can function, so it doesn't block anywhere, or
Nope.
you can even
As long as you don't build it wrong like I did. Right, now it's my passenger door. I don't know if you can see it here, but you've got a hook on the inside just there.
Oh yeah.
Come on, you can. And I'd mounted that one brick too low. And I literally had to rebuild the entire side of the car to get that together. Otherwise, my door wasn't going to shut.
Yeah, you need the door to function.
It can be useful to have a door that opens and closes.
It's too bad the front trunk, the frunk.
Yeah, the
front
frunk.
trunk. That's something. Is it still up? No, it doesn't. Oh, it does open. Oh,
It does open, and there's a surprise coming later on in my build for that.
oh, wow.
Now I've lost a black piece.
Which one?
I know I've seen it. I should have a piece of a black piece of snot. There it is.
Piece? Oh yeah, check.
Yeah, then and that snot would be stood not on top. So you've got something so that you can build out to the side.
Ah, snot piece. I'm like snot at the Dutch word snot, right? Like what?
What comes out of your nose?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing I'm building the non-turbo version of the exhaust here.
In Swedish, it's snor.
How is a word like that, a slang word, so similar over the world?
Yeah, snot, snor.
So here we are.
Those are often the words you remember, not the functional words.
What's the first thing they teach you? Swear words.
True. I remember going in to teach some sort of course years ago in Stockholm and somewhere north. And I was hungry after the trip getting there with the plane and then train and everything. And I was in a supermarket and found that there's a lot of words that actually are Dutch or Dutch words that are Swedish or the same actually. Like, what was it again? Like, yeah, zuurkool.
Oh, for sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut, yeah. Zuurkool. Apparently the same in Swedish.
So now we can mount our... Oh, it's the air intake. This isn't the exhaust. This is the air intake, which gets mounted over the top. And here you can really see. On your model, you had all of the amazing intercooler and everything else. And on this one, you just have a load of empty space.
Ah.
So let's move that back out of the way again. And then we start to build up. Cheating a bit. Now we start to build up the bit that you had running across the back of your car.
Yeah,
so we need our...
That's where I had built the turbo or intercooler, and you're just building one part of it.
Yeah.
That's like what's it called? Zo'n rooster. Well, I don't know a lot about cars, so.
I don't know that much about air-cooled engines, which, of course, these Porsches would both be air-cooled.
Oh, for your booklet, they're actually they're making you pick another license plate.
Yes. So mine drops in that side. I say I have a big gap here where you
Yeah.
had your turbo.
True.
But
Oh.
I do have my 1x2 with the bit sticking out of the side and the pulley,
Mm-hmm.
which I need to mount to cover that.
Yeah, but that's as much as that the engine will be.
Yeah. We're now
Okay.
moving on to building other things.
Yep. Well, you could always secretly add the turbo at one point.
I wonder how much of it you can add, because it's not going to fit beneath my bonnet. One of the reasons why they have that big whale tail on the turbo is because the intercool actually sticks out of the back of the car.
Right. Yeah, true.
So we need to finish off our windscreen, because of course we don't have the roof going across.
Nope. And then you'll probably be able to remove that Targa top.
Yeah, I think so.
That would be really cool.
And then this, we mount these two, spin that backwards.
But either way, it's amazing how these designs from so many years ago are still relevant today.
Yeah, it's they're really iconic in how they're built.
Yeah.
Oh, this bit's going to be fiddly.
Or the ones.
I have to get these little 1x2 triangles, and I've got to mount them right down here, which your fingers
yeah.
don't fit inside of.
I see it. Yeah.
I'm pleased I've got. No, I try
don't
not to
push
push
other
too hard.
parts.
I'm quite pleased I've got quite small fingers too, because that makes life a little easier. There we go. The ones at the front are much easier to do than the ones at the back. And now we get to actually build the Targa bit. So we'll move the car out of the way. We'll get our 1x8 bar. And we need a 1x6 flat to go on top of that. And that goes in the middle, which makes sense so that we can actually have the corners coming out of the side.
And there's more of those transparent window pieces you'll be using.
Yeah. Then we build the corners on, and then we finish it off with grills.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Flip it up. We don't flip it upside down yet. We put these shiny bits on the side first. Something that the modern sets have really changed from the sets in the 80s and the 90s. If you look at the older sets, they're a lot more stud visible. Whereas in the modern sets, it's a lot more hide as many studs as possible for the actual outside bit.
Yeah, true. Yeah, now it's about exposing those things. And people like those details and those.
Yeah. And
So
now we
what is
have
the next set? Are you going to finish the Lego Technic?
I'm going to
form?
finish the Lego Technic, and then I'm in two minds what to do after that. Because I've got the space shuttle sitting downstairs.
Oh, same here. Yeah.
But I've also got a Lego transporter. And this is going to sound so bad. I have an extra set, and it's one that I really wanted. And I have no idea what it is. But it's sitting in the spare room waiting to be built.
You have no idea what it is. It's like shrink wrapped.
I just can't remember. It's at some point I will remember to check, but at the moment my mind's completely empty. It's all I know is that it's a set that was really spoke to me, but now it's gone.
What are the categories you like most? Like the themes you like most?
I think the themes that I probably like most, it's got to be the modular buildings. It's we have a whole street.
Right.
That we're building down
Lego
in the
Master
bedroom.
with the day and night challenge.
Yes. Only we've not got any lights for ours yet. That's still to come. But I really like just all the little details that they put into that. And I think next to that would probably be the space sets.
Oh yeah.
So
I
these
like the things most that come from like a reference from from the from your youth, like now with the Porsche or the I don't know, some of the references to when we were young. And the Star Wars, of course, is a good theme.
I like a lot of the Star Wars, but not all of them.
Do you have the busts, the heads, the new series, like with the Mandalorian head and the Darth Vader head and the Stormtrooper?
I don't have any yet. The one that I really want is what's it called? The one that I really want is the Biker Scout.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I was growing up, the Biker Scout was always my favorite Stormtrooper. There's just something about that helmet design that I love.
Oh yeah, like the
But
pointy, yeah. The problem with the head series is once you get one, you need all of them.
Yeah, and I think Jess might agree with you because Jess has 2 of them. If I can get my mouse to work. So which 2 do you have, Jess?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess Darth Vader, maybe, but I don't know what the other one is that you'd have. Yeah, you do need all of them.
Absolutely.
We need all the heads. Okay, so there's
And they
our.
they did launch 2 new ones for Star Wars weekday this week.
Oh, you have Iron Man, so it's not only Star Wars. There's also MC. Excuse me, Jimmy has Iron Man. What happened to hashtag Team DC? I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Ah! And I'm that shocked, I am throwing Lego across the room.
Here's mine.
Oh, that's so cool. And we have it from Jessica. Jimmy is a liar. He's Team Marvel, really. Oh, that is really cool. The level of detail is fantastic.
It's beautiful, actually. But this is a set, like you'll easily, like building those heads, you'll push something on the left and then the right side will break off. It's like getting those rounding builds. It's I found it to be tougher than a regular build.
Okay.
Because it's I don't know, things easily break.
I'll let you know when I get around to doing one.
Talking about those lights, though, is from last night's Lego Master. I found on Amazon that there's third parties that have specific LED lighting sets for these kind of builds. So
Yeah.
there's actually one for this Stormtrooper, and you can push it in based on batteries, and it will light behind, I don't know, some of the mouth and eyepieces.
So you have Iron Man and Boba Fett then? From Jessica there.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's I want to get the Biker Scout. I'm for the May the 4th week. There's a Tatooine architecture set, and there's an Imperial shuttle set that you could get if you spent a certain amount. But I think I was too late because when I took a look yesterday, it wasn't there. I had enough in my.
We still need to claim our owner's booklet for the 911.
And we still need to claim the owner's book for the 911.
Yeah.
Because we got it during the VIP weeks.
Yes.
Okay, so that is our rear screen finished for the Targa. So this will be the plastic screen, which is nice. I've learned something today. I never realized that a Porsche 911 had a plastic rear screen on the Targa.
Oh.
And this fits in like... Okay, what have I done wrong here? Because I'm guessing that this has to mount on these 2. Oh, that's a nice one. It just simply says mount.
Yeah, it should.
Ah, okay. Oh, I'm trying to mount it in the wrong place. That would be it. I'm trying to mount it on the bonnet catches at the back. And it
Okay.
shouldn't be. There's actually 2 red catches underneath, which it slots into so much easier.
There you go.
And there we go. My passengers now stay dry too, just like yours.
Nice.
Now I get to build my bonnet. So I need
Yep.
2 of these. And we need...
And you've got the target tile.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun fact in 2 pages.
I'll get to that one in a second.
Yep.
So we need to build this up like so, and then we put all of our vents on. So we need 2 covering the hinges. And then the rest builds up like so. Gives it a little bit of strength as well.
1,500 pieces total. It's 35 centimeters long, 10 centimeters high. It's quite a...
It's quite a model.
It is.
And one of the things that I actually love about it, and it is obviously not something that they designed, at least I don't believe it's something that they designed, but it is exactly the width of a half-size Billy bookcase, which means the space that I have to display it in, it fits perfectly.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Danish Lego folks are like working together with the Swedish IKEA folks to get that right.
If they're not, they should do.
It would be an epic co-op.
It would.
Actually, like we talked yesterday, the acrylic cases you can display them in that you can buy, I think was from an English reseller somewhere online.
Yeah.
Those are things like IKEA should do, like a specific holder for in a Billy bookcase.
Yeah. That's a very good point, Jess. IKEA does have Lego now, if I can get that on the screen. They have a specific set, which is actually, it's storage for Lego,
Okay.
which is actually, it's got Lego bricks on it so that you can build onto your storage.
Oh, I see it. The Big Leg. Lego opbergbox met deksel.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Now,
They
can
did
we
do a
mount?
co-op.
Ta-da! And there we have the rear on ours, which is also, it's not the whale tail iconic 911 shape, but it's still that iconic Targa shape.
Very
and
nice.
we can still look into the engine bay.
Yeah.
And then we have our factoid. The name 911 Flory was discussed before the name Targa was chosen.
Flory.
Now,
How bad.
Flory, that wouldn't really match as well, would it?
No, that wouldn't. And then you would have Turbo and Flory. Now it's Turbo and Targa. Like
Yeah,
that
TT.
resonates. That.
Yeah. I wonder, though, if they had have gone the other way and they'd have done the Flory and the Targa, and then you read that factoid backwards, Targa, it's not a Targa, it's a Flory.
Yeah, it's probably because you've been hearing the Flory name for 50 years by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do our Targa top then, our Flory top.
And that's the removable top then.
That's the removable top, which gives you just a little bit better weather protection than a standard soft top, I think. It's I know that in the soft tops that I've had, they've been okay in the rain, but if it rains fast enough, you still get wet.
It pours through.
Yeah. And so the Spitfire's got a lovely one. It builds up in front of the windscreen, and once it reaches a certain point, it manages to get underneath the rubber, and then it's just like somebody turns a tap on for a second, and you just get this spout of water, and then it stops again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really pleased to say this doesn't happen on the driver's side. This happens on the passenger side.
Oh.
My passengers are not as happy about it as I am.
So you have an umbrella of sorts with you to protect them.
I just let them get wet.
Talking about the cars and getting wet is like if you own a Tesla, it's the engineering has been done so wrong that when you open the trunk, actually water drips into the second row.
Really?
Yeah, it's a known problem. It's like, yeah, by design.
Oh,
But the same
lovely.
was with snow in the last few months. You would open up the trunk and snow would just slide into the second row.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's so wrong.
Yeah, that's really not what you want from your car, is it?
No, not because it's not a cheap car.
No. And so when I was looking for my last car, I was actually looking for a second-hand Tesla 3 to see whether or not it was affordable because I'd love an electric car.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, so I stuck with my oil burner.
Hmm.
Not oil burner, dinosaur burner. I went back to a
Dinosaur burner,
petrol.
yeah. Well, they'll become cheaper eventually, but it's just so yeah. Like these things could have been avoidable. Like design a car with a bonnet and with a trunk that, like the first thing you'll check is if water drips through, or
Yeah,
like that would
does
be a
it get
design
wet when you open
requirement.
the door?
Yeah, feels like a real requirement.
So here's a bit that I was telling you about. The bonnet, you're saying,
Mhm.
can you put anything in there? It's actually designed so that you can store
Ah.
your roof.
To hold the top? Nice.
And then it also comes back and you can obviously mount it.
Don't break it. Yay.
So we
Oh.
have a nice Targa top.
Could you show it
And
sideways so we can see the? Yeah,
I'll show other sideways so it's the right way up for you. There we go.
nice, really cool. Yeah,
It is such an awesome set.
it is.
I've missed a bit.
You've missed a bit.
I can see bits that I have that I should have used.
No, those are the wheel nuts, right?
I have a gap in the side of my car here. And there's not
Oh.
a gap in the side of the car in the book.
Yeah.
So somewhere back here, I've missed a step.
Huh. Maybe you had to do them double, like for the left and the right at that point.
I think I'm missing it from both sides. Wow,
Yeah,
this is going quite far back.
Because in the pages afterwards, it's actually shown as something that has a completed side.
Yeah, so it's on 11. On step 11 on page 236, I've actually missed a couple of bits.
Twice.
So
Yeah.
I need to put my sills in the side. And then I need to build these bits up. So we put a shiny bit on the front of our upside down. It's nice at least if you've missed a bit and you can easily get into it.
Reach it, yeah.
And these mount.
It's obvious if you have any spare parts and you go like, oh, but where does it fit?
Yes. And these fit here.
They complement the bodywork.
They complement the bodywork, and I've gone wrong somewhere else here too. I think I've gone wrong several pages back in the book because I have a gap that I shouldn't have. So I think these bits should be moved back one. And that would explain why my exhaust was so hard to fit. Ta-da! And then suddenly that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, fully finished.
Stacy did a Jessica. I do Jessicas much more often. It's just most of the time I'm not on a stream doing it. Oh, well, never mind. It's not the end of the world. Right, I get onto the rims. And we're about there too.
You'll have the metallic ones.
Yeah, they look really nice. Two. There's something so satisfying about putting tires onto Lego wheels. It makes satisfying clicks and everything when it all goes together.
Yeah. But it's when you feel that on both sides the rubber meets the where it needs to grip. That's
Yep.
when it's fine, because often when it just doesn't grip, it goes like, it doesn't. It's wrong.
Yep. Or if you put it in and it doesn't quite go to the other side, and then it goes too far, and you've got to pull it back,
Yeah.
and you go backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
So now we can fit out. This is the bit that I'm dreading for damaging the rest of the car.
Yeah, you need to push it through a bit so that it sticks out the brown piece, because that will allow you to mount the wheel nut.
Ah, yes.
So
There
you
we
need
go.
to push it a bit further. Yeah.
Thank you. I would not have got that right otherwise.
Yep.
Sure. Wow,
No.
this is tricky. The backs are fine. It's the front wheels that are really... There we go.
Yeah.
And then we get to put our wheel nuts on.
And in the same time as the Formula One will do, like a 2-second.
Yeah, 2-second wheel change. But I'm guessing if they throw nuts across the pit lane like I've just thrown that one across my table, they'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
3. And the last one. And there we have, like you say, with the working steering.
Yep. Beep, beep, beep. Backing up.
That's so cool.
And don't forget the license plate. You skipped
No,
the license plate somewhere.
I did skip the license plate, didn't I? I've done a Jessica again.
Somewhere you had. Oh, here it's.
Yes,
already
it's
on.
mounted here, but I missed it in the thing.
Yeah, somewhere there was a license plate step.
I'm sorry. Am I allowed to call it a Jessica myself? I mean, you're saying Stacey did a Jessica, and it's you saying it about yourself. Am I allowed to say it too? Here we go. Step 26. And there we have it.
A
We
New
can-
York Targa.
A New York with the name of the designer as the Lego set.
But in this
Aw,
time,
thank you,
it's
Jeff. You'll
Chinese
allow it.
read. It goes from right to left on the camera.
I'll get it right eventually, honestly.
Should you mount the white one on the front?
No, the white one's a Japanese plate.
Oh, and you're right, because the US doesn't mandate the plates on the front.
No, the US only mandates it on the back. So we have our Japanese plate on the back.
Yeah.
Now that's going to be an interesting one. What does that say? I'm going to have to use Google Translate for that one later.
Yeah.
And then the German plates that you use for yours. So I have a couple of bits left over too, but I think that's okay. Obviously, I didn't need to use this screen. And we have 2 finished 911s. And let's go back to our normal view.
I've put Google Translate on the license plate. Do you know what it says? The Japanese text?
Go on then.
Detailed horse.
Detailed horse.
That's how Google translates it.
Or there's got to be something in that one. So we have the comment from Jess. Looks great. We have the Targa.
And the turbo.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
This has been so much fun today.
It has been, yeah.
It's
Really cool.
I'm gonna have to do more streams with somebody on building Lego together, because this has been so much fun.
You should get Jessica on the next co-build.
Absolutely. We've been talking about it. We just need to find a set that we're both going to build, and then we can go backwards and forwards. And we can both do Jessica's. We can make the mistakes together.
And when you start doing the spatial online, I'll follow along again.
Fantastic. It's I think I'm going to have to look through my models, figure out what I'm going to do, because I want to get the ZR1 done. But that I'm going to try and plan for when I don't have time for a full 2-hour build, because I have issues with my thumbs, or with this thumb particular. And an hour of Technics Lego is enough to put me in agony and needing paracetamol. So that's not going to be a 2-hour build. So I'm going to keep that one for when I'm short on time. And I'm going to try and make a plan for the Lego that I'm going to build.
Well,
I get
either
an
way,
idea.
I think you're doing really well on the live stream. So congratulations on the Lego build for sure. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's been so much fun to do. It's I think my Sundays are going to have to stick with Lego. I mean, I want to do live coding at some point, because I do enjoy that as well when I get a rig that I can do it with. But I think I'm going to do that on a different day than the Lego builds. I think I'm going to keep Sunday just for relaxing with Lego. I think that
Right.
works quite nicely.
Well, happy to view the next ones, and enjoy the F1 weekend or the F1 race next.
Thank you. I just had to show this one. After we built it, we can compare to who built it worse at the end of it. This is going to be fun. We'll get this one done. We'll have to get this organized soon. So, yeah, thank you for joining me. Enjoy the Formula One.
You too, and thank you for having me. Yeah,
Don't tell me what happened with it, and I'm more than happy to have had you. This is... I didn't know what to expect with two people building models at the same time on a stream, but this has been really cool.
It's been wonderful and great to see both build, because this set really worked well for that.
Yeah, it's I am super impressed with what they've done with it. So,
Cool.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody. Thank you again to Maarten, and well, tot ziens. Doei doei.
Doei.